A strength a day, be your best every day. Hi, I'm Adimus, founder and director of Strength Optimizer. I aim to help you develop and amplify your strengths so that you can be your best selves and enable greatness in others. Have you ever wondered why you do what you do, why you like certain things, and why you're better at some things than others? And there is a reason. The reason is your strengths. Your strengths are your natural talents, which are developed through years of intentional practice. When you're using your strengths, you're performing at your best. You also feel competent, engaged, energized, and authentic. In this CliftonStrengths series, you will meet 34 individuals with different kinds of backgrounds, professions, and all walks of life. But they all share a common theme. That is, they have been actively and intentionally using their strengths to achieve success, enhance well-being, and enable greatness in others. And here are their CliftonStrengths stories. Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Adimus. I'm the founder and director of Strengths Optimizer. Thank you for watching Strength Optimizers, the CliftonStrengths series. Today we have Hannah Stone, who is the People and Culture Business Partner at Tabcorp, joining us today. How are you, Hannah?
Hello, I am very well, thank you.
So good to have you here today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes. So Hannah, we know that today you're going to share with us one of your top Clifton strengths. But before that, can you tell us what do you do for a living?
So as you mentioned, I am a people and culture business partner for a large Australian entertainment company. It's a generalist role and I'm responsible for operational HR, supporting a range of teams from retail, marketing, finance, customer experience, so across the board.
Yeah, so sounds like a lot of human context, people connections, relationships.
Yep, that's all of it, yes.
So people is your core business.
It is. People keeps me in business.
Excellent, excellent. And how long have you been in this role, Hannah?
I have worked for this company since 2016, so just over 4 years.
Okay, yeah. So in the last 4 years, what do you like or even learn about your work or what you do, Hannah?
I love people. People are awesome. And I think we're very lucky. Yeah, we're very lucky at this company that there's a very diverse range of people that obviously have different skills, and it brings a lot of variety for me on a daily basis. So it keeps me on my toes, keeps me busy, and keeps me engaged.
Yeah, yeah. I really share your optimism and your passion when you say that, people are really diverse and great to work with, because obviously we know that there's this whole range of people that you work with, but I guess that you must have been tapping into a lot of your strengths to make your jobs enjoyable and also matters to you and for other people as well.
I really do, yes.
Excellent. So tell us, Hannah, what is your top Clifton strengths then?
Adaptability.
Adaptability. All right. So according to CliftonStrengths, people who are exceptionally talented in the adaptability strengths prefer to go with the flow. They tend to be what we call the now people, who like to take things as they come and discover their future one day at a time. So Hannah, to what extent do you agree with this definition?
I do. I do believe I am a go with the flow type of person, in the extent that when plans need to change, I am very prepared to do so at very short notice, and can then easily create a new plan to achieve a new goal. I do have to say I am still a planner though. I do like to plan for the future, but I guess even when I plan, I'm quite easygoing about it, and maybe I even plan for change somewhere in there as well. So I'm certainly not a stick in the mud.
Yes, yes. And I guess that sometimes one of the misconceptions of the adaptability strength, is someone who's really
do not enjoy planning. They just literally go with the flow and see what happened. But I'm glad that in your role, you mentioned that actually planning and being adaptable is not mutually exclusive. As long as,
Definitely not.
yes, that's right. And they talk about as long as the plan is not being rigid and working with people, which we know that sometimes can be really exciting, interesting, and unpredictable as well. So
Yes.
I think the strengths or adaptability certainly fits very much well in terms of what you do.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So tell us, what does the adaptability strengths look like for you at your work?
At my work, so I guess as well as adaptability that we've briefly talked about, I do also have harmony and arranger in my top 5. And as you said, adaptability and planning sometimes don't go hand in hand, but they do for me. So, I am adaptable and I'm not adverse to a changing situation. And in fact, I quite like it. I kind of thrive off it. But I think sort of supporting that, the arranger strength for me also helps me jump in and manage the change, not just adapt to the change. So with the adaptability, I don't tend to dwell on the past. I very much think towards the future. If something happens that changes a plan, I tend to just park that and put it away somewhere and just focus on what I've got to do going forwards. So like you've said, strengths work hand in hand in most cases. And so probably the adaptability, like I said, just enables me, yes, to go with the flow, but also jump in and help manage a situation and keep calm and put other people at ease.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. And talking about change, I guess that all of us, if not most of us, will agree that 2020 has been a year of not only change, but challenge and disruption as well.
Yes, there's got to be a silver lining from it though, yeah?
Yes, absolutely. I guess that's, we got to remain hopeful, and that's what keeps us
Yes.
going forward, as you talk about, rather than dwelling in the past.
Yes, definitely. I think we've all learned a lot this year about ourselves and from a HR perspective, the way we work. So we can take that with us into the future.
Yeah. So can you tell us, how has adaptability strength, how you succeeded in the past, especially for example in this year where we expected so many changes?
Yeah, this year has been a big year. I work for a company where we had to send everyone home to work from home. We did have to stand some people down. So we've had to go from operating at quite a high and having quite a successful first half of last financial year to having to have very difficult conversations with people, but also supporting them through this. Some people didn't have the ability to work from home, so we had to work through that on an individual basis with them. And from my perspective, although I'm quite adaptable and certainly don't dwell on an issue, I am very aware other people do, and so there isn't a one size fits all. And so I think sort of adapting from a conversation with one set of team members that are able to work quite well. They've worked from home quite regularly before this year, to then having a very different conversation with others that are struggling working from home. We had our children at home, well, homeschooling.
So
We re-looked at everything. I'd say, people don't have to work 9 till 5. We worked. Some people we arranged for them to work from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. and then in the afternoon from 4 p.m. till 6 p.m. or something, just to get some bits of work done, but obviously having to look after and focus on children as well. So I think for me that strength has really come into play as a support function in a business. I think I was called on a lot as a calming influence and just let's work through each issue as it comes up.
Your harmony strengths again playing up together hand in hand with adaptability.
Yes, and perhaps that arranger, I've just got to organize it for it to happen, and we've just got to get on with it.
Yeah, yeah. I really enjoy when you talk about, being adaptable, especially working with people with having different situations and experiences, and able to contextualize into the specific situations, and rather than being the, okay, this is the only way of doing things, but there are many multiple ways. So sounds like, I guess, that another perhaps strength to support adaptability is simply being agile, being creative, to find out how are things going to fit together
Yep.
for the greater good, if I may use that word.
Yeah, and it's probably from a HR perspective in my role, it's asking the right questions of the right people. You know, someone struggling working from home, they need, they're extroverted people, they need the attention, they need people around them, and to go from working at home and maybe living on their own, it's perhaps asking them the right questions of how we can support them to be able to get out, or we put in regular phone calls just as that touch point, and we always have our videos on so that you're still seeing people. So it's trying to create that support network for people, and thinking outside the box.
Excellent, excellent. And continue with the human connections, we should talk about. So important that people is the core business. Whether in person or not.
People is my business. They keep me busy and keep me on my toes.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, one last question for you, Hannah. So apart of seeing the adaptability strengths showing up or shining at your workplace, what about in your personal life, like in the other life domains? How has adaptability strength been playing out for you?
Yeah, well, I have 2 children under the age of 6. And work, I'm fortunate enough where I'm contracted to work 4 days per week, but it's still busy, and 2 children that are on very different routines as well. One goes to school, the other one goes to daycare or family, so we often head in different directions. So I'm very aware children like routine, and I do like routine too. But I'm not adverse to having to change it at a moment's notice in order to just get out of the door in the morning.
Or just pack everything and go.
Yes, and just throw the kids in the car. So it does. I think for me on a daily basis or even hourly, it shows up in my life. I'm not a rigid person. I think that is where the go with the flow does really come into its own, because and people, I can't predict how people are going to respond to something, or and children especially, you ask them to do something and they don't always do it straight away. So I think the ability to go with the flow and therefore stay calm makes things all a little bit easier.
Yeah. And then just remember what you said earlier on, which you say almost that you plan for the unexpected changes, basically.
Yes, I plan a plan that I'm prepared to change.
It's beautiful.
There's a perfect world plan and a not so perfect.
Well, once again, thank you so much for your time, Hannah. I really appreciate you sharing with us one of your top Clifton strengths. And for everyone who's watching, once again, my name is Optimise from Strength Optimizers. We are here to bring out the best in you through activating your strengths. Thank you very much. And goodbye, Hannah. And goodbye to you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.